Right then. So, I'm bored. So I am going to basically use some pictures that I made tonight when I was out walking, and I'm going to turn them into Halloween scenes type of thing. Christ, what one's the last one now? So I'm just going to do it off from start to finish. You can watch and get bored out your mind if you want, or learn something. I don't know. What's today's date? 29th of the 10th. 2014? No, I don't think so, matey. Where's my photos? Where are my photos? There's one. Right, let me make a wee folder here. Oh, bugger. Did I not just create a folder? Oh. Right, there must be one somewhere, I just can't see it. Granted, I do have new glasses on. Blind as a bat. Oh, there it's up there, look. Right, so the photos I took tonight were that one, that one, that one, and that one. I think that was it. Oh, and that one. Right. So, what was... Right, grand. Right, so I'll show you the photos. So, red sky at night, a pylon, that's the where I live, that's a field shot, and that's the sky. So what I'm going to do is just use them and see if I can turn them into something Halloweeny. This is the first time I've done a video with me in it. I don't normally do that, so it's a bit weird. And I'm enjoying a glass of wine for the first time in a while. So if I really start to waffle nonsense, I can blame it on the wine. Right, so I don't know if you've ever done anything like this. It's one of the reasons I like this so much, because this truly makes it my own creation. So, let's get on with it. Right, I'm sure you're all aware that Dali and what's not's here, but just for the crack, I'm going back to old artistic, and let's start with, what one shall we start with? Let's start with the red sky. So, red sky at night, shepherd's delight and all that stuff, I'm sure you've heard, but if, seeing as it's Halloween, I don't know what we can do with it. Some sort of let's try some sort of Armageddon type. Nah, that's too worry. So Halloween is ghosts and ghouls and goblins and all that jazz. So let's go a red sky full of scary, a red sky, ominous, frightening. Is that how you spell frightening? Frightening. Halloween is here. Trick or treating. Right, so we'll just start with some nonsense like that, and we're in artistic as well, mind, so and we'll just do something basic to start with, see where it goes. Cheers. Now, as we all remember, well, I hope you remember, artistic and coherent take a wee while, so we could maybe just jump in and do something in stable with one of the other images. No, let's use that. No, I'll use one of the other ones. Let's go for this sky here. What's the chances of being able to get a witch and a broomstick flying across that sky? Right, okay, so a witch flying across the sky on her broomstick. I'm just going to leave it like that. We'll see what happens. I'll leave everything as is, although I always do 16. And we'll see what it comes up with. And then we'll go back to creations, jump into DALL-E. Now, in this, we can't use. I've got a proper DALL-E account, but I don't really use DALL-E that much because I don't really like it that much, to be fair. And I think in DALL-E, you can import an image, as far as I remember. Aye, upload an image, right? So we'll bring up the red sky. Why do you have to crop it? Right, that one's better because it's got that kind of bit there, so go. Oh, it said, I don't want to edit the image really. Cancel that. Right, so let's use one of the basic oh mate, look, that's a surfing witch. Awesome, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see what DALL-E can do with it. So if I do that, pop that in here, just go generate, see what happens. Right, so let's go back. There, artistic's done a pretty good job. That's pretty spooky. Red sky, ominous, frightening, Halloween is here, trick or treating. Right, so back in the day when we only had artistic and coherent, I always used to make something in artistic and then evolve it in good old coherent and add some stuff. So I'm going to try and do something different. I'm not going to use artists per se. I'm going to go to famous scary Halloween movies. I know what it's going to bring up, but we'll put it there anyway. The Terrifier. I bet that's bloody terrible. Halloween Kills. Right, okay. Right, so let's just go for, where's, let's see what this says. Scream. See, I can't stand all the movies. Nope, where's just Halloween, for God's sake? Right, that's it. Halloween. The movie. Right, you know what, it's probably better if we do it, what's it called again? What's that website called again where you look for movies? See, I don't really like watch movies or that much. IMDb, that's what, that one. Right, so what I'm going to do is look at the people who done the art and stuff for this, because it normally gives you the cast in that, doesn't it? So and what I'm looking for is the artists. So who done like, right, so the first thing we can start with, I guess, is Mr. Carpenter. So we can add Mr. Carpenter's name. So art influenced by John Carpenter. Right, let's just leave it like that and see now that'll probably work better in, is that incoherent? And I'm going to randomise the seed in, oh God, stable diffusion. But I'm just leaving everything at basics at the minute, just to see what happens. What did Dali come up with? Nice. Now, probably because I didn't select anything on the picture. So, I don't really know what it's doing, to be honest. I should have probably selected the part of the picture and hoped that it drew the witch there, but I can't really be bothered. So let's have a look at this one. Right, let me just make this a bit bigger so we can actually see them. So, it's tried its best to do what I asked of it, but they're pretty rubbish. So let's see if we can duplicate it and maybe add some modifiers again. Art. Oh God, you're kidding. Design. Nope. Special. No, nothing under special effects. Added sound effects. Right, anyway. What happened? Right, well that's just nonsense, isn't it? Edit. Right, generate. See what happens. I know I'm probably using it wrong, I just can't be bothered. So, art influenced by John Carpenter. Let's just try it. What are we in here? Is that this isn't stable? Have we done it? Oh no, it's a different picture. Alright, let's try it. I'm going to bump that up. One of the ancestrals. Change the seed again. Did it do anything, or is it just... That's not bad. That's not bad. Cheers. So, ideas spring to mind. Right, what have we got over here? So what is this? Is that finished? So that's the one I had, art influenced by John Carpenter. I can't really tell, to be fair. So I'm going to evolve it and I'm going to take it over to stable and just to see what it does through that. Again, I'll just leave everything as is at the minute. And in all honesty, I'm just screwing around because I just wanted, you know, it's nice to kind of pop back into coherent and whatnot again. What one? That's the coherent one, sorry. And did we... Yeah, so that's the coherent one, done in stable. I don't know what to make of them, to be fair. They're alright, I suppose. That looks like a big sad sky. A couple of eyes there. That's a bit weird. Okay, so we kind of went through the motions and we might have got some decent stuff. Look at that. That's got potential. Nope, I don't know what this black bit's all about. That one there's good. So some of them have got potential to be worked on. What one shall we choose for a nice Halloween? That one there, I think. So we'll come back to that in a minute. No need for that. Any of these? Right, let's go for... What one's the spookiest? I like that. I'm going to take that a bit further. So from that one, I think we've got that can, I don't know how much we're going to be able to manipulate it, to be honest, but let's have a go, because it's a bit of a mess. And right, okay, right, so let's go evolve. Right, what bits don't I want to be touched? So I don't want that bit to be touched, so I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to try and get rid of this lot. See if I can keep the woman, and yeah, I don't like that either, that's just dumb. Ah! Oh, cancel, 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 cancel. Try again. Not had that much wine yet either. Right, done. Done. So what we're going to say with that? We're going to change that. A witch. A witches gathering around the what does it call it? I can't remember what you call it. God, I'm getting old. The cauldron to make spells for Halloween. Right, I might remove that. Let's see if there's any modifiers I might want to use. No. Let's add Jim Burns, and where is he? There he is. I was done, but I'm going to take them out of there. Geiger and John Carpenter. Right, and let's go. Make it a wee bit scary, if that means what I think it means. We'll make it a detailed painting. Make it a matte. I'll leave it at that. I wonder if either ink or pencil would be worthwhile doing. In fact, let's just make it a bit weird. Let's go cell shaded and find some of the other I'm going to put pencil in there, but I want some of the other shape stuff. And by shape I mean, I'll know it when I see it. Where are you? Geometric. Now this will make it weird, and Twilight, that sounds like something that could be on there, and a wee bit of horror. Right, I'm going to go with detailed painting, matte painting, pencil sketch, geometric, Twilight, horror. Right, let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to randomise the seed. I'm going to do this just to see what happens. I'll leave it on that, and let's see where we get with that. And this, no, there's that, you know, there's something nice there, but to get, let's evolve it. We'll leave it as it is. I'm going to take away the word influence, and I'm going to add another horror dude. Where is he? Mr. Door. Halloween is here. Trick or treating. Evil abounds the night. is full of spells and incantations. But I'm going to mess around with this again. I'm going to put a lot of randomness into it. Yeah, let's go for tons of randomness. And I'm going to use that, and let's see where we go with that. Wow. Right, so we still, oh yeah, interesting. We might have got some interesting results here. That's pretty spooky. Although it's not really what I asked for, is it really? That's kinda, you know, you've kinda got an, like, almost a, still, it's not really what I was after. That's quite good, although there's quite a defining line there, which is a shame. I wonder if we can evolve that and get, because it's kind of good how the free thingies are there, but because she's there, it's going to, I don't know if it's going to help. I'll change the seed, I'll ramp it up the opposite way this time, bring that down a bit, bring that up a bit, try that one, try that. Did we get any results with this? Look at that. Yeah, okay, so we've got a few nice results here. That's alluding to something, so is that. So is that. But that's looking pretty groovy. That's kind of what I had in mind. Spookiness. Right, now if we evolve that and try and right, I'm going to randomise the seed again. I wonder if it's worth going 50-50. Try it, see what happens. Sorry, I forgot to check the chat. Are you guys still there in chat? Kemi and Mika? If you are, let me know and I'll answer your questions. Where did we go? Oh yeah, see, we're getting some cool results now. Okay, Kemi's still there. What are you saying? Do you prefer to type in the artist or the style detail first, or vice versa? So sometimes in the past, to be honest, I'll show you. I'll just create a random one now. In the past, I've normally done it kind of subject, modifiers, and then the artist. So something like Halloween night, spooky, eerie, demons out to get you. So I would do something like that. So I would do to me that's kind of the subject, and then I would do, in fact, I would probably, because they're more modifier type based words. So I would probably then put them in there with mist, misty night, horror, terror, frightening, emotions. I like to do stuff with emotions as well. It tends, when in the past when I've used stuff and I've used the word emotions, it seems to add something to it. I don't know what. And then I would go art by Tim Burton or whatever. So I would do. So that's kind of the way I used to do it. But that's probably because when I first started we were predominantly in artistic. We were in artistic and coherent. Kimi, I don't know how to pronounce your name there, Kemi or Kimi. So I always use emotions. I use AI art to help me with emotional problems that I have. And I always, like, if I have like a moment or two where I like go a bit crazy, I'll go in and I type all my emotions in, and it gives me these awesome responses. So emotional words, anger, despair, depression, all of those, and of happy and joyful, and all that. Not just the negative stuff. You'll see that most people tend to use negative stuff. I guess it's because we're all pissed off and depressed at some point. But the happy, all words associated with emotions tend to give you really great results. Mika, this is how I used to do it in the past. So that's how I used to do my prompts when I was using artistic and coherent. However, since kind of stables came on the scene, I seem to have, through watching other videos and doing a lot of research myself, I've tended to change that around. So now what I tend to do is artist, subject, modifiers. So if I take the same prompt and change it around to how I tend to put things now, and by the way, saying how I tend to do it now, I change all the time. I don't really stick to any one formula all the time, but it's probably above 50% now that I will do it the way I'm about to show you now. Excuse me. So now I'll put the artist first, and then I will put the subject matter, and then the modifiers, I call them, the descriptors. Now there's several reasons for that testing, and I'll show you something else in a minute that's really cool that you might not know about. So that's basically the same prompt, right, from the other one. So let me just see. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. And I'm using this is a duplicate of the last one, so I'm not going to change the seed. I'm not going to change the sampling method, and I'll leave it at 4 images, just the same as the last one, and we'll give it a go. So the first one, that's the results. Did I use Tim Burton? I did. You always get wicked results when you use Tim Burton for this sort of stuff. So I believe I've got, it's got a kind of Halloweeny feel about it, but it's Tim Burton. You always get this kind of, it's basically a win-win. Whenever you use Tim Burton for this type of subject matter, you're going to get a win. So as you can see, I've got demons out to get you, spooky, eerie, misty night. I'm maybe not seeing a misty night. And there could be several reasons for that. But that's basically the first way I did it. Let's have a look at the other way I did it. So if I just magnify this a bit, zoom in a bit. So I would say they're basically the same, except there's, I don't really know really. As you can see, they're very like one. So there's a person. There's something with something at the top. That's pretty much the same. We've got one down here, the bottom left one there. It's alluding to a moon there with a bat flying over it. Same with this one here, and there's a character in the front. And then this one down here kind of has a, I don't know, a kind of spooky or foresty type. They're very similar. I would say this one is more Tim Burton-y to me, and it's more defined and coherent, I would say, perhaps. There's more, I don't know, there's just something slightly different about it. And of course there's this weird is that mist? Is that supposed to be mist? Maybe it is. But no, you're right, Mika. Everything that you put Tim Burton into, and I've used Tim Burton a lot because I love what he does, you will always get this type of genre. You know, this, like that one there and that one there is very, it's very, what do you call it? What was the name of that movie that he did? The Halloween one. Oh no, it wasn't Halloween. It was like A Nightmare Before Christmas. And you can see the massive influences here of that type of genre. Mika, when you're saying modifier words should always be last in the prompt, no, that's not the case. That just happens to be the way that I do it at the moment. The reason, so if you want to take it another step into go a bit more deeper into the technicalities of why we would do it like this, it's really just experimentation for me. But there is one thing you've got to be aware of with Stable Diffusion, is the words at the front get the most importance. So that's more important than that, and they are definitely more important than this. Now, that's the theory. I look and I watch so many videos about this stuff. I ask loads of questions in the Stable Diffusion Discord, and what I'm seeing is there's so many opinions on how these things happen, how these things, is it? So this one here, right, let me just, yeah, okay. So that one there is, so Tim Burton's at the beginning and it's majorly Tim Burton. This one here is still majorly Tim Burton and he's at the end. So is his influence more or less because he's at the beginning? If someone put a gun to my head and said, you've got to pick one that's more Tim Burton-y. Now, this could be a psychological trick, or it could be my own biases, but I think this one is slightly more Tim Burton, but I can't point to why I'm saying that. So, the only true way to find out is to experiment. So, let's experiment with it a little bit and see what we can do. So if I duplicate it again, and this time we'll try and prove that one thing is more important than the other, depending on where it's at the front. And by the way, Kemi, or Kimi, I always mix artists, but I do it for very specific reasons. If you want to create an image in the artistic style of Picasso, then use Picasso as your influence, and it probably doesn't make sense to throw Tim Burton in there. Hi Harry, how you doing? But for me personally, one of the overwhelming joys that I get from this stuff is mixing artists, because yeah, I get weird results as well, Kimmy, but sometimes the results I get are just pure genius. So, right, let's try it. So first of all, what we were going to do here, let's see if I take that and cut that out of there and put this here. So I'm going by the common idea at the moment that Stable Diffusion treats words at the beginning of the prompt with more weight. And I'm using that word in its broadest sense because there is another way to use weights in Stable Diffusion and stuff, but you can't do it through Night Cafe. So it's basically saying stuff at the beginning is more important than stuff at the end, right? So let's see if we can test that, because now those 4 images that I just done, no matter what way where Tim Burton was and what way the prompt was, there really wasn't any mist I didn't see. So let's try that, and let's see if it makes any difference. I'll leave everything as is, and I'll just do that. Harry, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm enjoying a wee glass of wine. I don't normally drink, but I'm in the mood for a couple of sips of wine tonight, and I'm just messing around. Um, uh, I hope you're having a good day there, Harry. It says that you might not be, so I hope it's not too bad, man. And I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I suffer from complex PTSD, so sometimes I have a meltdown, and I recorded one of them. There's one of my videos was me just coming off having a really serious problem, and it's one of the reasons I use AI art. I use it to help me with my mental health. It's why I've got a Discord for specifically for people using AI art who have, maybe struggle with their mental health a little bit. But anyway, but getting back to this, so another thing I've noticed, I always do 16 images. Now, granted, I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of credits and whatnot, but what I have found is, if you use like 1 or 4 images, the results you get back are, you've not got a lot to choose from. But every time I use 16, the results are so broad, I always get something in the ballpark of what I'm looking for. So in this instance, where we're trying to see if words at the beginning of the prompt are deemed to have any more weight than prompts at the end. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of beer, a lot of whiskey. Being Scottish, Kemi, I used to like my whiskey, maybe a wee bit too much, so I don't really drink anymore. But I did like my beer as well. I can't drink coffee; it makes me shake too much. But so let's have a look and see if we've got Misty Night and Frightening Emotions. Let's see if it's brought that to the forefront. So straight away, number 1, it's playing on, kind of frightening emotions there. That's pretty good. I don't know, like, it's kind of spooky and it's kind of misty. It doesn't seem to be bringing up the mist a lot. However, that could be something to do with because Tim Burton tends to come up cartoonishy. You know what I mean? So there's kind of a misty thing there going on. It's decided to kind of put words there, but we've got kind of frightening. There's definitely, there's mist there, and I love the composition of this. It's got the scary person, and it looks like a fence of a graveyard perhaps, and some bats flying around, and then it's got this steeple or maybe a clock tower with the moon behind it. It's great. That kind of ruins it, but I do know a website that will get rid of that for me in seconds, or I could probably use other methods in Night Cafe now. That's pretty scary. That's pretty emotional. That's kind of spooky, that one. This one's a bit weird. It's funny sometimes when you get the composition of this piece of work is excellent. I think it's great. It's got the graves and the trees and the bats, but then it goes and throws something on the moon. It's kind of got a wee bit carried away with itself, and it's ruined the composition a wee bit. There's this bit here. I love it when it does weird stuff. What the hell is that? It's like a pumpkin cut out without the pumpkin, and then there's a wee monster there or whatever. That's brilliant. I think that's great. That one's great. It's got the mist. That's got, and that kind of makes it a wee bit spooky. We've got a spooky house going on. So to me, it has kind of brought it up. It's kind of done what they say it's going to do. So I kind of like these. What we got saying there? I like cutting out elements from different images and stitching them together on Photoshop. Yeah, doing composites. It's not something I really do. I didn't use an art application. I'm 50 and I hadn't used an art application until February this year. I tried to teach myself to draw when I was a kid, when I was like 13 or whatever. But then I didn't do anything. Then I found Night Cafe and I was just blown away, and I'm just a total addict now. Strangely enough, I made an image using the prompt biomechanical humanoid. It gave me something similar to what Geiger did, but I didn't use him in the prompt. That was interesting. Yeah, the how the AI takes your prompt and sometimes just completely, sometimes just goes apeshit. It just does whatever it wants, and I like the randomness of that. That's probably got something to do with the fact that I don't have randomness in my life. I'm very structured, I've got to do things at certain times and all that. So I do like that. I'm going to show you a couple of things with this here. Because you mentioned that you're going to Photoshop and do this. We could go evolve and evolve this and use the mask to get rid of that in Night Cafe now. So we could just come down here, across there, what am I doing? No, I'm doing that wrong, aren't I? Sometimes I surprise myself. So yeah, we could just do this. And up there. Oh. And just get rid of all of that. And this is, it's one way of using the mask to remove stuff that you don't want in the image. Now, the mask, let's say it's in beta. It's not that great, to be fair, but sometimes you get some cool results from it. So I'm just going to use it now, and what I'm going to do is up the prompt, take away the noise somewhat, and I'll just do that with that. So another way we can do it is if I download this, I'm not going to Halloween witch words removal. There is a website called crap, I can never remember. Clean Up Pictures, I think is what it's called. Yep. And if I come into my pictures and find that, oh God, where did I save that to? Where did I save it? So download image. Where did it put it? Randoms, right? Randoms. Right. So maybe on it. So if I drag this, like, I don't know if you guys are like into art applications and stuff. You probably know about this, but the first time I seen this, I was like, I nearly fell off my seat. I was flabbergasted. I didn't know it could do it so well. So we just do this, do that, take it away, biff, baff, boff, it's gone. And it's free. I don't know about you guys, but I think that is amazing. I don't know, maybe I'm easily pleased or whatever, but I think that's incredible how it's done that. Yeah, so that's it. Now I can now download it for free. I think the only restriction is if I download it, it's in 720 or the equivalent of 720. But that, it's that I could probably remove this if I didn't want that there. Is that no? Am I the only one that's amazed by that? I think that's like, yeah, it blows my mind every time I use it. So yeah, let's see what we got. And by using the mask in Night Cafe, there you go. It's worked most of the time. Although what it has done, it's kind of buggered up the image itself, the whole, because it's ruined it, hasn't it, doing these bits. But what I could have done there, that one is not so bad, but it looks like we've got two moons now. It's kind of created a moon there, but so the composition, that's the word I was looking for. It's buggered up the composition. However, I could maybe go duplicate with that and just take a stab at this, right? The chances of this working are slim to none, but we'll try it. Deep, dark sky, scary, eerie clouds, witches night. Right, so, and then I'll just do that. Harry, that site is called, there, pretty simple, Clean Up Pictures, cleanup.pictures. That's it. I'll just post it in there. I'll paste it in there for you. Harry, yeah. So that's what I've just done. Let's see what the outcome is. See, the outcomes. It's a bit weird. It seems to be. I could probably mess around with it for a while and get something eventually. You know, but it's really screwing up the composition completely. And it's probably, it's my prompt, that one there. You know, you could get away with that one. So that one seems to have worked. And now I could evolve that with the original prompt again and get better results. Because it does seem, again, I would say it's 90%. The problem here is the prompt that I used when trying to get rid of the words. But if I use this one, has that added it? Yeah, it has. So if I come in here and I just want to evolve, let me just duplicate this. No, I won't duplicate. I'll just come in here to one of the original ones. Let's use this original one. We'll just copy that. Come back in up to here. Go to there. And evolve it and just change it back to the original prompt. And then I'm just going to randomize it up a wee bit. I'm just going to do it 50-50. See this prompt weight setting here. You do have to be careful. I remember when Night Cafe first released it, everybody was like 100%, and it was just a complete disaster. So sometimes I very seldom go above 80, and it's normally only when I'm testing stuff. So we could try that. I always like to change the seed unless I find one, but I don't really pay that much attention, to be fair. I'm too all over the place, to be honest. So I'm evolving this now after using the mask to get this in the hope that it might do something else. Bleeding edge effect. Is that in something like Photoshop or something? So because I used the original prompt, it's completely went doolally again. But I have now got a whole new set of images that are pretty great. That's brilliant. That's even the perspectives there of him standing at the end of the garden path. That's a bit weird. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I've got loads of really cool images again. It just depends, really. It depends what you're trying to do with Evolve. I do have Photoshop now, actually. I subscribed to that Adobe monthly thing, but it was really only for After Effects because I was trying to create videos, but I just get distracted all the time and I never get anywhere. Right, I'm going to do another creation. Because the whole point of this video was to try and use some of the pictures that I took today when I was out on a walk around home. And see if I could make them kind of into some sort of Halloweeny type image. Yeah, regarding the 100 prompt weight, Mika, it's that random that they even put a warning there. You know, careful not, you can overcook your image. So they put that in there for a reason, you know. So this one here, this is my little village. Now what can I put in there to make that scary? Anybody got a prompt idea? Village of the Damned comes to mind. So village, should I be saying that about my own village? Don't know. And we'll do it the old way, but I'm just I will show you guys another excellent website for ideas. Like when I first got into Night Cafe back in February, I got that hooked and I wanted to learn loads of stuff. I bought all of these books. So this thing's a monster. Bought that. And I use it a lot. I bought that because I do a lot of manga stuff, and I've got, I think there's like another 3 books somewhere else. Kemi, I don't know. I'll probably be here for a couple of hours, man, so I hope you're a man. Might be a woman, I don't know. So yeah, I'll probably be here in 15 minutes. Take it easy. I'll see you when you come back, or speak to you if you come back. Yeah, the whole art book thing, I was kind of amazed at myself, but I found myself getting overwhelmed by the internet. So, and as you can see, these are my trimmed down. You know, this is all AI art stuff, all of it. And you know, I used to have like 10 times this much. I had to trim it all down. It was driving me absolutely batshit crazy. Oh, you're Little Fox, are you? Oh, you're in my Discord as well. Hi. Sorry, but yeah, no. If you're a woman, you're a woman. I'm happy that you're not going. You don't want to hang me from the rafters like people want to now. If you call them, you know, if you call someone a woman when they're a man, or a man when they're a woman, or you know, whatever it is that they decide to want to be nowadays. So yeah, I'll be here in 15 minutes probably. So yeah, I got the books, and the thing about the books is I like the tactile connection with them. You know, I can open this, but I can say to myself, right, I wonder what using Tim Burton on something from the 12th century would be like. So I can come into this book and I can look up the 12th century, get a feel for the art that was done in the 12th century, and you know, try and add some of my own ideas and things like, you know, Tim Burton. I'm addicted to Tim Burton, and I'll show you why. In fact, I want to go back to something that who was it that said it? Somebody earlier on said, oh, it was Kimmy. She's away now, but she said she didn't like mixing artists. I love doing that, and let's use this. Let's use this for doing that. So, Village of the Damned, and I was going to show you an awesome website for artist ideas. This is the people that have put time into this are gods, because it's done so well. So there you go, and it's basically an unlimited list, and it goes all the way through to Z. You know, it just keeps going and going and going and going. But what I love about it is not only have these people put the time in to do this. So right, I want to do Village of the Damned. So Village of the Damned, let's look for someone that might be monochromatic scene, cartoon, dark. Let's use him. So I can do open, gives me an example of his work, even gives me the seed to use to get that aesthetic. So let's say we want that, so we'll use that seed. And these are stable diffusion seeds. So let's go into here. I'll put the seed in. It's maybe a bit annoying with the screen being like that for you guys. I'll put it back to 100%. So I've put that seed in. It's going to be like that because you can't choose the aspect ratio, because when you use a start image, that sets the aspect ratio. We'll go back here, get this guy's name. Here's something I learned. It makes a difference. We'll go art by whether you have it like that. So that's surname first, then first name. It does make a difference, the order of the names. What I've found is if you put Charles Adams like that, it seems to have more weight in his style. It will still pick him up, but it seems to be a bit more hit and miss, really. So art by Charles Adams, Village of the Damned, Village of the Damned, Hell Sky. Yeah, let's just do something basic. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use the keywords for this guy. So let's just go like that. Oh, bugger. Monochromatic. We'll go monochromatic scene, I think. And it does make a difference where you put the commas. Cartoon. Dark. And we'll leave it at that. I've got no idea of the outcome. And we'll see what happens. But I do stuff like this all the time. I like to screw around with... I like to do wee adventures. I like to go looking for stuff, like, you know, doing stuff like this. And I feel that it's got more of a personal connection, I guess, when I do it like that. So let's have a look. Right. So I forgot that I was using a start image. So the start image really doesn't have any influence there, does it really? But is that artist's style or what? You know, it's definitely him. I'm not sure if what was the seed I used again? Was it that one? 853. 853. No, it wasn't. It was the one that ended in 930. It's none of them. Did I copy the seed in? I thought I did. Ah well. Anyway, you can see it's definitely picked up his style for sure. But I'm going to duplicate it again because I forgot I was using a start image. So when you're using a start image, you should up the prompt weight and down the noise weight, because it tends to make a difference. I'll just randomise the seed, and I like Hyun, or oh yeah, I'm probably saying it wrong. Yeah, for sure, the architecture for sure is making it pretty creepy. I'm always looking for ways to incorporate pictures that I take. I'm not a photographer or anything. It's just when I first started using this, I loved the fact that I could import a picture and then try and manipulate that picture but still have the core picture. I done one, I was in a forest and there was this tree and it had fallen over and it was going up like that, and it had moss, really bright green moss all the way up on it. So I took a photo of that, brought it home. I might actually have it still. And I told, this was before stable and stuff, I told it to add a little elf house. You can still see the trees there going up the back there, and it worked a treat. You know, I thought it was awesome. And then I started doing it with loads of pictures, and that's why I do what I do now, because I love using pictures that I've taken. I don't know, it just seems to connect a wee bit better. So again, it's not really, you know, I'm hard pushed to see where the influence of the photograph is. So I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try coherent this time. Use the same image, and I'll use the shall I use the same prompt? Yeah, I might as well, just to see, just to get a comparison. Now, one of the problems here could be the artist themselves is just too strong. You know, it could be manipulating the photo too much. It does happen. You can mess around with it for ages. yeah, like I don't really I don't really publish my image. Like I've published 1,000 plus, but I've made nearly 5,000 creations, and I've probably deleted 3 times that many. So yeah, I don't really publish my images that much. I only publish them for the only reason I published them in the beginning was to get, because back in the day there was unlimited. You could just, you could publish as many photos as you wanted, and you got like just like as many free as many free credits as you could. You could get thousands a day really. So overall prompt weight, we'll leave it there. Start image weight, we want that to be 90%. So we really want the start image to be influencing here. And I'm going to take the noise right off completely. I'll bump it onto standard. No, I'll just leave it on that for the time. So this is coherent, mind, so it'll take a while. But, you know, I've got some wicked images there. That one there's pretty Halloween-y. I kind of like that spookiness. That bit, and these two wee guys are a bit weird. That's kind of Halloweenish, and these ones are kind of as well. But it was just an example of showing you. You should, like, that site is flabbergasting is the only word I can use for it really. And what you can do is, if you go here, if you go to gallery view, you can see the style straight away. And like, let's say you like that one, you can click on there. It'll give you the tags, and it gives you the type of images that they make. That's cool as. I wonder. I'll keep that for a minute. Right. That's still running. So, with regards to mixing artists, I love mixing artists, and I like to kind of sometimes I'll use artists that are in the same genre, you know. So like Tim Burton goes really well with Geiger, believe it or not. Don't ask me why. And with Gustave Doré and all of those guys, and then I like to mix stuff that just simply isn't something that would ever happen, you know. So if we go back to, let's use this Mad Fire thing here. So we've got John Carpenter and Gustave Doré. So let's go duplicate on this one, and I am now going to use, I'm going to stick Picasso in there and see what it does to the overall image. I love, and I'll change the seed, and I'll just put these to 50-50 at the minute. I love doing stuff like this because some of the results they're just flabbergasting. Now there's some stuff I can't even remember how far away it is. See stuff like this. Did I do it with this? Yeah, Amanda Sage. There again. So I've mixed horror with abstract cubism, and it's given me this. And these are fabulous. These are absolutely fabulous. I think that is Third Eye and all of that. If you're into all that stuff, that's me just messing with stuff. But I do this all the time. So let's see if we got any. We're getting some strange artifacts here. Who did I add? Picasso, right? So some of them are pretty. Some of them are pretty terrifying. Where is it? Where was that? There was one that stuck out to me. It gives me the creeps a wee bit. That one there. So that's a bit weird, but I'm not really seeing Picasso. We could, at a stretch, say that Picasso was maybe responsible for these houses and that down the bottom. So this gives us an opportunity to test what I was saying earlier. So let's put Picasso at the beginning. Right, but just for the case, just for experimentation's sake. I won't change anything, but after this, I will go in and so back in the days of Artistic and Coherent, the way we used to reinforce stuff was by using multiple prompts. So, right, so we got this, and yeah, okay, yeah, it's not, yeah, the sky's still there, there's still, it kind of alludes to a road and there's some buildings and stuff. So if I was to do this again, and I really wanted to keep the buildings, because it's coherent, I'd go add another prompt, or let's use 5. And then in here, I would say houses to the left and the right of the road. A road in the centre of the image, leading off to the distance. Buildings and houses at either side of the road. A road in the middle of the houses. That might be a bad one, so I won't do that. Let's just get rid of this one. So, so we definitely want the road to show up more than it's showing up on those last ones. And I've reinforced the houses twice, so I'm just going to bring them down a bit. I'll maybe put that up a wee bit, and I'll leave that like that. And start image weight, good. Overall prompt, yeah, I'll bring that up, and I'm going to add a wee bit of noise just for a bit of variation, and I'll randomize the prompt, the seed, and we'll see what happens with that. We done this. Now, that's the one where I've put Picasso at the beginning. Is it giving me a Picasso vibe? It's starting to, because if we make that a bit bigger. Right, let's have a look. The buildings are definitely influenced by Picasso, but it's not enough for what I was looking for. That's outrageous. I love that. There's just something about that picture that kind of tickles my fancy. But Picasso, here, we're starting to get Cubism influences here. Again, the buildings maybe, not so much there, not so much there. That's kind of spooky. This, I love that, but there is Picasso influences there because of these kind of sun rays, but it also reminds me of kind of 1930s advertising and strange comic books and stuff. Cheers. Over here, maybe, yeah, second image, first row is pretty cool, huh? I think it's pretty spectacular, that one. But I'm looking for you can see the Picasso image, the Picasso influences here again, but they're being rubbed out by something. It's not really got the depth that I was looking for, but I do like some of those results. However, I'm going to duplicate again. Now this time, let's just say, you didn't know what type of art Picasso did. We could come and just, and I kind of like this bit as well. When you go and kind of look and you figure out, what kind of art did they do? What were they into? What was it that was going on? And we can look in here and try but what it also does is gives us keywords. So let's have a look. What have we got? Yeah, his period. So there's Cubism. Let's throw that in. Now, because we're sticking to this this formula of artist or style, subject, and modifiers, we'll kind of go with the flow with that. So I'm going to have to change this round a wee bit. Oh no, bugger it, we'll just do it with this. But I'm just going to go a red sky. I'm going to do this. I wonder if this will make a mad difference. And I'm going to change that to cubist. A cubist red sky, but I'm also going to come back here and I'm going to put cubism in there. Now, let's see what it does with that. I'll randomize that again, and I'm going to bring the prompt weight up a wee bit, and I'll just leave that. I'll put that onto hewn probably. It looks like I know what I'm doing with the sampling methods, and I kind of do instinctively. The sampling methods are unbelievably complicated. There is a page that describes it if you really want to know. I think I saved a page the other day. There. If you really want to know about the samplers, there's the link. Go off and drive yourself bonkers with that. So yeah, I'm just going to go like that, and let's see what we get up now. Here's our coherent. That is pretty good. So that was the one where I used Charles Adams, Village of the Damned, Hell Sky, Monochromatic Seam, Cartoon Dark. Now this is still in, we're still in coherent here. And it just goes to show you, you know, just because I think what most people kind of get attracted to is stable diffusion makes it really easy. Not so easy that it's, you know, ridiculously easy and 100% accurate. It's not that, and it takes a lot of thinking if you want to go off on tangents. And because of that, a lot of people have stopped using artistic and coherent. I have now, and I've now, this, I could use this as a start image in coherent, excuse me, or just leave it as it is. But what I am going to do is I'm going to evolve it, and I'm going to evolve it in stable, simply because I now want multiple options of that image. I want 16 images of that, and I will change the prompt as, and that is, it's just pure habit. I'm going to bring that down a bit, and I'm going to bring this up a bit, and I'm going to put that onto hewn again, and and see where we go. Now let's have a look. Now we're getting somewhere with the Picasso stuff. The DDIM, they did have it actually. It was there initially. All of the samplers were there, I think, but it was something to do with the API. It wasn't working, or it was. It might even have been too strong. No, I can't remember. It was there at first, and then they removed it for a reason. Whatever that reason was, I don't know. But so looking at these now, Picasso's coming through. You know, look at that. You know, that's classic Cubism, and it's classic Picasso. We're getting some weird creatures starting to come through, some weird symbols, some real nice odd stuff here. So it's now starting to bridge off into the more kind of cubist, but also a wee bit the mixture of probably these two with Picasso are still keeping it relatively dark and odd. You know, we've got a couple here that, for all intents and purposes, have lost any connection to Halloween or darkness or, you know, that kind of thing. They're pure. These are just cubist images, really, as is that. That's really cool. I like the fact that that strange wee head just pops up there. Mika, no worries. It's a pleasure speaking to you. All the best to you. Take it easy. So yeah, we're starting to get some more of the kind of the kind of images that we're looking for, really. And now that I got somewhere in the ballpark with Coherent, I've come and evolved it, and you know, that's better than anything I was getting through Stable initially. Granted, I could have spent more time on the prompts, but we've now got the road, the buildings, the sky. It's now very Tim Burton-y. No, it's not. It's Charles Adams, which is kind of Tim Burton-ish as well. But we do have a more coherent output of the original image. I have got no idea what is going on here, but I love it. You know, we've still got the build. Look at that. That's kind of freaking me out a wee bit there with a church at the end of the road. It's a bit spooky. But yeah, we've got the road in the middle there, the buildings at the side. We've got some low-lying cloud, high-lying bit of land. So I love it when it does stuff like that. You know, it's just thought, bugger it, I'm just going to throw a weird face. But that's the artist's influence. That is this guy's influence, Charles Adams. 100%. It's because his stuff looks like this that has affected, that's thrown in these characters. But I've got loads to work with now, you know. I could do so much with this stuff. I'm now going to use the same one. I'm going to duplicate it, but I'm going to throw in completely different artists, different styles, and let's see what we can come up with. Let's see what we can find that's completely different. Right, that's completely different. So, photography, fashion, and portrait. Where is it? So if I go art by Charles Adams and just cut that, paste that in there. Oh, we don't need a comment there, do we? Right, let's see what it does. The influence of, I'm just putting the name in. I could put photography in that in as well, but let's see what happens if I just use the name. Right. So, Guy Arok, or yeah, I guarantee I'm not saying that right. So he's a fashion photographer basically. How has that changed the outcome? More people straight away. Yeah, more people. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, because he's a fashion photographer, it kind of makes sense that there's more people. But this is what I love. So you've got a weird combination now of someone who does freaky dark stuff and a fashion photographer. And you know, some of the that's awesome. I love that. And you can add another. Let's add another one. Somebody that's completely different. Let's get the book out and use a anime artist. What kind of anime? Normally what I do with a book is I just look at the images and find an image that's particularly interesting to me, and then I'll use that person's name. It's got like their history and stuff. What kind of anime they're into. Right, so now we've already, yeah, let's use that. So I like these kind of dark images, so let's use him. So that's Junji Ito. So I'll take away the and. No, I won't. What I am going to do is put the anime guy at the beginning. So art by Junji Ito, Charles Adams, and I'm not going to change anything else, and let's just see what sort of outcome we get. Sometimes it makes a complete pig's arse of it, and it's you might as well just forget it. But sometimes it works a treat. Now going back to this, I love that, so I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to enhance it first. Right, so yeah, I might as well bump it up to 4. It's 1 credit anyway. I'll come back to that in a minute. Right, let's see if there's much of a change. It doesn't look like much. So, maybe there. I'm probably pulling it. I'm probably grasping it. There, that's definitely an anime character, and so is that, and so is that. So there is an influence. Something I forget sometimes is that not every artist has got an influence on this. Sometimes the model doesn't work. Oh, welcome back, Kemi. I don't know. I tend to laugh at myself. Yeah, Kimmy, I've not got all I'm doing at the moment is using the artist's name. I'm not using any modifiers within the genre that they are active in, just to see. I think it was you earlier that mentioned that you don't like mixing artists, because so I'm just showing now that one of the reasons I love mixing artists is because of the results that you can get that can be unbelievably random. However, sometimes you'll find that the model doesn't know anything about the artist at all. I have found that the model picks up some of the most bizarre. You know, I was using, I think it was 11th century Scottish artists. You know, that's pretty niche, and it was fine. It knew them. It was just it's mind-boggling. But as you can see in here, the anime, or should I say, and you're quite right, the manga, which is the black and white comics, it's definitely influenced these images, and you can see them in the style of the images in some, but it could be that these guys are too strong, and as you said, if I duplicate this now, and then if I do really want to have manga in there, I can add the words manga into the and I normally do this as well. It reinforces each other, and it will make a difference. But when it gets to modifiers, the models definitely understand the modifiers better than they do artists, mostly, depending on who the artists are. You know, it 100% knows who people like Geiger are, and Tim Burton, and you know, Tim Burton's not even an artist. You know, he's a I think he's a director, but it knows his style, and that's another thing you can do. You can forget artists altogether, and just use, you know, even a specific type of movie. If you use the name of a movie, it has an effect on the final image, depending on whether or not the model knows the movie. I've done it a lot with the movie The Shining. But as you can see here, now that I've added anime and manga, I'm definitely getting that reminds me of Children of the Corn, which is a really, really, really old horror movie. But that's very much like that. But yeah, you can see the influences. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it can just be a complete disaster. I did. No, Kimi, I know for a fact that they don't. When I type in a prompt here, it doesn't do anything on the internet. it looks at the model that it's been pre-trained on. It doesn't go off and, you know, if I type in the Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, if I put that in and then tell it to create that, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't go to Google and type in the Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, and then the images that it gets, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't use these images. It doesn't actually use any images at all. It's been trained on images, but it creates diffusion, which is basically noise. And it starts from noise and it subtracts from the noise and uses the stuff that it's been trained on and the words that you've given it, and it creates points in the noise and subtracts from the noise and creates the image, almost like subtractive synthesis in the audio world. Yeah, it doesn't go off and take stuff from the internet. I don't know. I've never heard of Perlin noise before. All I know about it's called diffusion, and it uses that process. I started getting into all of that. I started reading about all of the different stuff that was going on, and I just had a meltdown. And the rabbit hole is vast, so knock yourself out. I basically just want to create art now, and I still have a problem with it because I can never. I'll do something and I'll think, my God, that's amazing, and then I forget about it, and I never go back to it. So I enhanced that quite a bit. I'm now going to evolve it, but I'm going to make some changes to this because I like that, but I want to change it. I'm going to get rid of John Carpenter for someone else. And let's go back to here. That's another thing. I don't use it that often, but this is a great, it's a great resource to make things quick. Sometimes I don't really like the new presets. I think they're overkill. But I used to use a lot of the older presets because you get some great results. So I'm going to change Mr. Carpenter for somebody a bit better. Not better. Let's use the tags this time. So what do I want? What am I looking for? No, I don't want abstract. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so it's that procedural stuff that I believe diffusion is. But yeah, it's too rabbit hole for me. I end up getting lost in space and like I don't see my girlfriend for 4 days. She sent cheers, by the way. She sends out a search warrant for me, and then I get all this grief, and it's like, well, the seeds actually, the number of the seed is where it uses points, isn't it? It's all different points on the noise. The seed is giving it the start points, where to start the procedure, whatever that might be, as far as I'm aware anyway. Right, this bit's, it's too hard doing it this way. But that's another way you can do it, by the way. You can do it by type. So you've, like, if you want to use artists that are from Disney, for instance. Where's the one I was using earlier? God. No. Let's look at the newest ones that they've got. Anything from yesterday? Last 7 days? Oh, yeah, last 7 days. Who have we got? Because I've definitely not seen them. Right, that looks cool. I'm sure this is a famous person, but I've never heard of them. So I'm going to change Carpenter with that. Where is it? And what is he? Photography in monochromatic. See, I can't copy from here. That's why I like the other one. But it was photography in mono. No, I'm not going to bother. We'll just see what difference his name makes to this. And I'm going to 70 that and leave that like that. Right, so yeah, I've kind of got sidetracked, but this is what always happens, and I'm sure you guys are the same. You sit down with like a purpose, and yeah, it just goes mental. Let's see. Wow. So this guy here has really changed it, but we've got some excellent results there, I think. That's bizarre. That's a good one for Halloween. Not as good as that one. I like that one. That one's brilliant. It's. I don't even think I've enhanced that. It's going to. Look, I'll try it. Sometimes the enhance isn't that great. It does, you know, it does do something. But I got a gigapixel to do the enhancing because it seemed to work a bit better. Right. Anybody? Has anybody got any questions or wants me to kind of look at some for them or whatever? Because I'm running out of wine. And I've been going for a while now. Oh, I like that. How did I? This is what I call a happy accident. I don't know how I got to this page. I must have accidentally clicked, but I love that. So I'm going to do some art with that. Again, we'll do some Halloween stuff. I am going to show you something. Where is it? Sometimes when I can't think of anything, I like to use some of the websites that gives me random options. So this is just a quick one. So we'll use this for the idea. So shall we get a character instead of a creature? A fluffy cross. No, right, okay. We'll go back to character. So character. A princess crowned king. Well, aye. No, thank you. I'm looking for something a bit. Right, let's try Medusa. But I am then going to go and use this. Now, if you've not seen this, this is going to blow your mind. This will blow your mind if I can bloody find it. Where is it? There. Have you seen this? Prompt Mania. This is just bananas. So, Stable Diffusion. Right, so Medusa trying out different hairstyles. We'll leave it at that. Base image for details and styles. Right, so we'll go for beautiful face and now we'll add some details. Right, art medium. Let's go for pencil. I'll just go straight to pencil art. And I'm going to use some pastels and chalk. Pastel art. Light. Nah, not in there. We'll find that somewhere else. Camera. What shall we use? Let's just be photojournalism. Let's try that. And you can use as many as you want. Colour, we'll go for monochromatic and we'll use that one. But I am also gonna mix it with some colour as well, I think. What should we use? Let's use dark mode, see what it does. Dimensionality, 2D to 5D. Right, let's have some 5-dimensional art. Buggered if I know what it means. Display, resolution. I'll put the link in here for you. There you go. Resolution, let's go apeshit and go megapixel. Palettes, it's I'll show you something in a minute about this. You can get so carried away with this that it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just not even going to bother with that. Bit architectures, nah, I'm not going to bother with that. AR and VR. Right, let's go for virtual reality, if that's what it means. Then you can it just goes mental after a while. You know, it gets a bit crazy and whatever. Intangibles. I like the intangibles, as in emotions. Let's go for happy accident, because that came up a minute ago, didn't it? Happy accident. Concepts. OCD, seen as I'm into my mental health stuff. Symbols. I need to remember that one. Number systems. Why it's got number systems, I don't know. Let's go for that one. And you don't need to use them all. I'm just being like daft. So advanced compound details, you can use, like, let's go for that. Custom, I don't really know what that is. And mimic the style of an artist. And you've got all of these artists. Let's go for Yoshitaka Amano. So a bit of manga in there. And if you look up the top here, you just go copy that. Now they've got a new thing, run prompt now, so we'll see what that does. But if we come back here, now there was bugger, there was something, there was a reason I was doing something else. Oh aye, so just paste the prompt in there, and my happy accident was this artist. So we're going to now, assuming that the people that make these things know what they're talking about, you can see it's got subject, then artist, and then all the other bits. So let's pop the artist in here just to keep in line with what this thing is, that tool's done, and I'll copy and paste it in a minute and do it the other way. Right, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I know, 5-dimensional. Takes me to figure out 3D. Right, so 16 images. We'll just leave everything as standard and see what we get. Now there is a few of these, and that was a specific, you can use it for Midjourney. In fact, I don't know if you've got Midjourney, but let's do a Midjourney comparison just for the hell of it. That's on my, I've got a Discord channel just for that. I've got the Midjourney bot in here. Imagine, prompt, bang, bump that in, see what results we get. And the one it took, see, right, look what it's done here. Oh no, right, that's one I done a while back. So let's ignite that. So it's using that one. Let's get rid of that. I've got a lot of stuff here now. There we go. What do we think? I think they're pretty good. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty good. Some of them are just that. I like that a lot. I love this. Yeah. Yeah. Shame it's got that strange black line there. That's pretty good. That's very good. That's right up my street, that is. Right. Let's duplicate that and go back to what I was saying earlier. So let's cut that out of there and pop it in before the subject. Art by. Right, and I'll leave everything as is. Number 13, eh? Let's have a look. 4, 8, 12, 13. Oh, aye. Oh, it reminds me of, who looks like that? Wednesday, the Addams Family. That reminds me of her. And maybe someone else in something else that I've been watching recently. That's my anime bone. My anime bones are being twigged by that one. Yeah, that's pretty wicked. 13. Yeah, that's it's pretty freaky. They're pretty good. Right, so let's see what we got from here. Yeah, not bad. What did Midjourney come up with? Okay, so it only gave me 2. It's probably because it's on that. Right, so let's put it there. Same settings. See what happens. Oh, bugger. Oh, right, if I go... I'll just make it the same as the other one. Art by... Right, I'm only getting 2 again. Bugger. Right, so copy that. Oh no, I don't need it, so we'll do that. That should work. That looks like it's going to be pretty good. Oh, hello, that's my pussycat. What's up, baby? Right, so where are we? So by putting the artist at the beginning again, I think we've got better results. Yeah, they look better. That's great. That's good. That's pretty freaky. That's excellent. I like that as well. What are you up to? You looking for somewhere to lie down? No. Alright, fair enough. Look at that one there with the face and the hair. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Oh, here we go. That's a winner so far. Oh, that could be the winner. That one there, maybe. Yeah, that's Michael. She's no, I don't think she wants food. She's been fed already. But yeah, we've got some awesome results here again. Look, that one's even got faces in its eyes. But that one there's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty wicked. What did we get over here? Right, so we've done that one. Prompt builder's finished. That's finished. I'm going to have to favourite that one because I will forget. But yeah, we got some awesome results there. And Midjourney, what have we got? Yeah, they're look at the shine in the eyes there. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like that one. I would it definitely needs a lot of tidying up. Yeah, not so great. That's V3. That one there's pretty cool. pretty wild. But yeah. But I think that's, unless you've got any questions, I think that's me done for the night. I think it's getting close to bedtime for me. But yeah, even, you know, try messing around with artists more than one, different places, and try even juxtapositions, you know, like completely the opposite from each other. I love doing stuff like that. And it does, you know, kind of give you some fabulous results. I'm big into, I'm a Buddhist, so, well, I say I'm a Buddhist. I go and live in temples and practice Buddhism sometimes. So I love doing stuff like that, and I've probably got some, yeah, look, Shitaro, who I believe is horror manga. No. Techie stuff. But I've mixed them in with Clive Barker, who isn't an artist, but he makes some shit hot horror movies. I don't know if you've seen the oh god, what's it called now? Hellraiser and I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff. But I've used him and Tim Burton. Akira, Yoshimoto, Kutsuro Otomo, him. I have used him quite a lot. I think did I use him on my Redbubble store? I don't even use the store I don't use Redbubble anymore. It was just too much like hard work. Yeah, so there. I used him to do that Akira stuff. That's artistic and coherent. That is. But he works a lot. He's really good and artistic. So I think, did I do some? I might have done some recently. Yeah, I was messing around with some stuff here. There, Katsuhiro Otomo. So I was messing around with some Akira stuff with Geiger. I got some interesting results. I don't know about Red. I don't know. My shop in Redbubble was ages ago. I can't see them. I don't know why they would do that. Doesn't really make sense. Because it makes no difference to them, you know. Oh, someone's got a nice Mad Hatter image. They've not really done the shop very well. But I deleted all my stuff, and then a friend of mine bought an image of my girlfriend's a redhead, so I like doing redhead stuff. And I did some stuff and I put it online, and a friend of mine was flabbergasted, and he bought, well, he didn't, I gave him it for nothing, but he said I should sell them. So that's the only thing, those are the only things I've got on Redbubble at the moment. And those are all, that's all Stable Diffusion, that is. That's mind-boggling. Well, it's if they're banning AI, it's ridiculous, because it's what difference does it make? You know, just because people are putting AI art onto Redbubble, does that mean that everybody's forcing? What people are being forced to buy it? It's stupid. I hate how the world's gone down this road of we're all too stupid to make our own minds up, and make our own decisions and make our own choices. And it goes along with all that bullshit about, you know, you can't offend anyone anymore, and you know, people like, you know, they wake up one morning and they want to be known, they want to be known as a rabbit, and then the next day they want to be, you know, all of a sudden you've got to call them Alice or Dave, or yeah, all of that stuff just blows my mind. Yeah, I wish the world would just kind of go away. And, you know, I'm 50 years old. I've got a lot of experience of living in the world and making my own choices and my own decisions. I'm extremely fortunate to be very successful. You know, I've got a very high paying job, I work from home, I do what I want. So I'm pretty sure I can make my mind up if I want to buy a piece of AI art or not. You know, I wish they would just all piss off and leave me alone. You know, it's one of the reasons why, you know, I live in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's me and 13 other houses. It's a 25-minute drive to the shop. I don't go out to pubs. I don't go club. I don't do any of that stuff. I did for 40 years of my life. I partied completely, but I just, yeah, the world. I don't like the world that much at the moment. You know, you can't offend people if you don't see things the same way as other people. You're either a racist or a sexist or a whatever the hell it is that they've decided to come up with nowadays. You know, the world and me don't get on that well, so I just keep myself to myself. But I find it ridiculous how all of a sudden people aren't capable of making their own decisions, or so they keep being told. You know, so for places like Redbubble to ban AI art, stuff like that it's mind-bogglingly stupid to me. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense in the world that I live in. But hey, you know, I'm sure people will just go somewhere else, or, you know, buy NFTs or whatever the hell it might be. But that's another story altogether. What's happened here? That's interesting. I've never seen that before. What's going on? Let's have a look. Ah, it's back. It's a glitch in the matrix. You have to perform for the public. What does that mean? What do you do for a living? If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. I hope you're not a clown or something. I'm only joking. Like a lawyer or some shit like that. That's a wonderful aesthetic. And I done that by, yeah, Tim Burton again. But again, weird artists. But all of this stuff is what makes the difference. This. Anyway. You wrestle. Oh, you're the... Ah, right, I remember now. Yeah, you were discussing this in the Discord, right? You were speaking to someone about, I think you were talking about diet and, what are you, 6'4" or something? A big, massive female wrestler. Quite unique, I think, right? Is that right? Or am I speaking about someone else? Yeah, cool, wicked. What an awesome occupation. Well, it sounds awesome. It sounds awesome to me. It sounds like, I tell you what, it's better than sitting in front of a computer for you know, half a day every day. I can't, like, I'm finding that now. I've worked with computers now for well, pretty much most of my life, and it's definitely been detrimental to my mental health. I can guarantee you that, and it has perhaps stopped me from being outside as much as I want to, because when I'm outside, I like. I was into martial arts for years. I've lived in like temples in China with Shaolin monks. I've lived in Thailand for Muay Thai, and I've been involved in some kind of martial art since I was very young. But kind of once I came back from Thailand and I got back into the world of computers, all of that part of your life just gets eroded. I'm bringing it back now because it's even just, you know, being outside and doing something for fitness sake, just for fun. But you know, I'm rock climber, surfer, tennis player, and all of that. But computers, they can creep up on you and kind of cut you off, I guess, is the only way I can describe it. And you know, before you know it, you wake up in the morning, and this is pissing me off something rotten at the moment. You go like that, and you pick up your phone, and then like you get up and you go and turn your computer on, and then you've got to kind of you've got to kind of tear yourself away from the computer just to have a shower, and all that. It drives me mad. So at the moment, I'm cutting it all away again. I'm getting back into my Buddhist studies. I've found a local temple. I'm going to live there shortly, and I'm restricting myself. This is different because I get to speak to people like you, and hopefully people learn stuff for this. But I'm also a music producer, and all of that's done on computers as well. So it gets a bit much after a while. But yeah, well, I guess you got if you don't know anything else, you must have. What was it? Is wrestling in your family or something? I guess if you fell into that, or maybe. Oh no, didn't you say that someone helped you out? Started training you because you were a bit wayward, if I remember right. Anyway, we probably shouldn't be talking about this on a public stream. So if you want to continue chatting, I'm in the Discord. We can talk in there, no worries. Okay, yeah, kind of makes sense. So if you want to continue talking, I'm in the Discord. By the way, guy, for those of you that are watching, I have a Discord. I could maybe get you a link to it, perhaps, if you're interested. It's actually AI art and mental health. Everybody that's in there are maybe struggles with some kind of mental health issue. So we're all in there. We talk about everything really. Now I don't know why my link isn't there. It's kind of weird. Oh, it's because it's live at the moment. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys coming in and asking questions and stuff. It's pretty cool. The link for the Discord is in there if anybody wants to use it. Kimi, I'm going to call it a day now. But thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I appreciate asking questions and kind of getting involved. As I said, I'm always in the Discord now. I'm always in the Discord anyway. So, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. If you want to learn anything, if you want me to answer like questions or anything, just hit me up in the Night Cafe Discord, in my own Discord, or on YouTube, whatever. Okay, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. All the best.